So, uh, what I'm going to do now is just give you a little bit of uh, tips and suggestions on how to deal with these problems. Now, I did not come up with these. It's actually from Julian Treasure's TED Talk, which I recommend you check out. I think I will put all these links in the description if you want to uh, read a bit more about it and get to know a little bit more about this, because it's interesting. And so I will start with headphone use. This is something I agree, and Julian Treasure says that if you want or have to wear headphones for long periods of time, it's good to invest in the best headphones you can afford. And this is because if you buy any cheap headphone with bad sound quality, we have the tendency to increase the volume because we can't hear certain frequencies and things we want to hear, so we increase the volume, which obviously will lead to hearing loss after long exposure. And also, you might try using EQ or an equalizer, but you're doing the same thing anyway. You're only increasing the volume of certain frequency ranges. So the best thing would be to invest in good headphones which have a flat frequency, so you can hear everything almost equally at the same level, and also they tend to be a lot louder. So you don't need to increase the volume or anything. Yes, I used to use pretty inexpensive, crappy ear headphones and things until I needed one for what I do. And I bought the Sony MDR 7506 headphones, which are fairly inexpensive. I think it's only like $900 or $990, and it's a well-known headphone that's used in studios, and it's very popular. And I find I never need to increase the volume. It's too loud for me if I increase the volume. On my Mac, the volume is always on the last bar, almost always, and I never go higher than the fourth bar unless I really have to, which is very not very common, at least when listening to music and things. So another thing I do is, if I want to set the level right for my headphone, I get it to a level I think I'd like to hear, and while music or something is playing, I will mute it for a while and just calm my ears down a little, and then mute and unmute and see how loud it feels. basically just so I can know how much pressure I'm going to be putting on my ears if I listen to that volume. I don't know if this is a right way or a wrong way, but sometimes it works for me, so you can try that maybe. Or just set your level where you can hear everything you want to hear and also around you, uh, which is something I also do. And yeah, that's it. There are some very inexpensive headphones that are very good. One very popular one I can recommend is the Sennheiser HD 201 headphone. I think it's only 15 or $20 US dollars, and they're very popular, and for the price it's very good. You can even sometimes find them in studios because they're good for the price and they're very sturdy and can give you what you need, really. Anyway, another thing would be to listen more. Try and take off your headphones once in a while, or just not use them, which is something I do a lot. I almost always never wear my headphones when I'm out of the house, because it's always nice to listen to the world around you and listen. And that's an important word, because there's a difference between hearing and listening, just like there is seeing and looking. Hearing is when you just take it for what it is, you're just hearing everything, or you're just seeing everything. And when you're listening, it's an active skill. You're looking or listening for specific things, and it's something I like to do when I go out of the house. I think it's almost meditative. It's almost like how they say to be focused on the now, and it's just nice to listen to how nice the world sounds, even though we ruin it with pollution, noise pollution. But even sometimes you can enjoy it. I like to listen to the musicality of sound around me. For example, I like the rhythm in a car there is when the hazard lights, I think, is on. There's a nice beat to it. I like it. Also, I like the random, spontaneous flickering and crackling of lights in a bus or wherever. Even little things like the delays, where how the sound is traveling around you. You can, like if a car's passing by or coming towards you, you can hear it, the sound reflecting off a wall, or you can hear a delay and that's the sound phasey, and just little things like that. It's very interesting to hear. It's fun, and yeah, I don't know, it's good to do, and it's nice to not have to deal with something known as schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a term that was coined by a Canadian I forget what his profession's called, but I guess like an acoustician or something like that. I forget. It's really complex and not a very common field of work, but he says that it's not good to affect what the mind sees and what the mind hears. So, for example, creating dislocation, it confuses the brain, and that's not good for you. Things like that, which is interesting to look up. I'm not very familiar with it, but I just know what it is. So, yeah, that's one thing you can do. And Julian Treasure also recommends being in silence every now and again to give your ears rest. Our ears are always working. Even when we're sleeping, it's always working. We don't have earlids or eyelids like we have eyelids, so it's good to give them near silence or just a little rest from all the sound that's around us, and it's also a nice way to relax and things. So I think those are the most important things. There are other things you can do that he recommends, such as listening to bird song or listening to wind and water, but these are more about the mental effects of sound and how it can affect your mind. These other things are mainly for protecting and your ears and your health. So anyway, I hope that was interesting for you and something that you can learn from and maybe try out. Yeah, thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day or a good night.